kid who's like 15 years old, who's kind of an outcast, had a couple classes with another student, was at home playing with some of his friends in his little apartment complex a mile or two away from where this girl cut through the woods and ended up getting raped and murdered. So they did a profile of who it is, and that the profile was absolutely wrong. It's definitely somebody who knows her because she was covered. So they knew her, probably one of her friends, probably somebody from the high school, probably somebody who's an outcast. They go and start talking to kids at the high school. They say, well, look, there is this kind of one kid. He's a little off, and they know each other. They have some classes. And you ask him, he's like, yeah, I did know her. Like, I knew her. She was in a couple classes. Like, we knew enough to say hi. That was it. I've never had a conversation. Well, the cops get him. He's 15 years old. They keep him in the room for 8 hours. They eventually get him to a point where he's in tears, he's crying, he's on the floor. They convince him to plead guilty because if he doesn't say he did it, then the cops are going to hurt him. They're outside waiting for him. You just say yes, you can go home. We'll figure it out later. Basically, say this so I can get you out of the building. He says yes. He doesn't get out of the building. They arrest him. He goes to jail. He ends up going to trial because now once he gets a lawyer, he's like, I didn't do this. There's sin there, by the way, which they're saying was his sin. They test the sin, come back and say, okay, it's not his sin. But the girl was promiscuous. Now they're lying about the victim. The prosecutor said she had sex with this boy earlier that she was dating. Never test the boy. He goes to trial. He loses. He appeals it. He loses. He appeals that. The Supreme Court won't hear it. They deny it. He's in jail. He's writing letters to the Innocence Program. They turn him down 3 times. 16 years later, eventually, CODIS comes online. They tested the DNA against him. It said it wasn't him. They just put it on somebody else. But there was no CODIS. There was nothing to compare it to other than him. So finally, he begs and pleads, and somebody at the Innocence Program, some low-level lawyer who had just come there, eventually says, can we at least test it against CODIS? They tested against CODIS. Turns out it's a vagrant that came across her in the woods, raped her, murdered her. They never looked for him. He ended up a school teacher 6 months or a year later that had like 3 kids, got convicted of that crime, went to prison. They connect them and find out, guess what? It was him. Had the cops done their job, one, he wouldn't have to spend 16 years in prison plus the millions of dollars they had to pay. And on top of that, they might have caught him before he murdered the school teacher.
Right.